Hey guys, what's up? It's TDRP Cubing here, and today I'm going to be unboxing the cubes I got for my birthday. These are all very exciting puzzles, and I honestly didn't expect to get any of them, so I can't wait to try them out. And so heading on to the first cube, we have got the Meffert's Jing Pyraminx or Pyraminx Edge. Believe it or not, out of all the years I've been cubing, I've never actually gotten this cube, so this is pretty cool. Alright, here it is, so let's go ahead and get into first turns. Doesn't actually turn that bad. Because this is definitely an older puzzle, there are no magnets or anything, just ball bearings, so it's a little floppy. But besides that, it does turn pretty well. I definitely couldn't speed cube on it or anything. And as far as I know, this is probably a pretty easy puzzle to solve, as it's like another one that I have that I can't quite think the name of. But yeah, either way, it looks like a pretty fun puzzle. So now I'm gonna go ahead and try to solve it. Alright, so here we go. Alright, there you go. And so yeah, this is a pretty fun puzzle to solve. It's definitely not the hardest, but either way, it's still a really cool cube. And I really want to thank my sister for getting this for me. I've honestly wanted to try this thing out for a while. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And so heading on to the next cube, we have got the new Rubik's Phantom. I haven't even had time to talk about this cube on my channel yet, but I have seen some stuff about it and it looks really cool. So what it basically is a touch sensitive cube where when you touch it, the colors should show up. So I definitely can't wait to try that out. As you can see here, it says the ideal temperature for play is up to 79 degrees Fahrenheit, so it should be good to go. Alright, here it is. Alright, so here's the cube. As you can see, a little bit of color is already starting to show up, so I'm trying not to touch it too much, but let's go ahead and see how this thing works. That is really cool. So as you can see, the more I kind of press on it, the more these colors will show up. Wow, it's honestly kind of mesmerizing to look at. And I remember the first video I saw this cube being from Cubehead, and it looked really interesting in that video. So definitely glad I get to try it out for myself. I'm also thinking about doing a challenge with this thing in the future, which would be that when I solve the cube, it's completely black and I have to press to see the colors and solve it within a certain amount of time. I think that would be pretty cool. I'm not sure how long it would take in between each attempt, as I would have to get the cube cold enough to not see the colors in between each attempt. But I definitely like to try it out in the future. I think that might be really interesting. And so now that I can see all the colors, let's go ahead and get into first turns. Wow, that is not bad at all. I'm not sure what model cube this is. I think this may be the same model as the newer Rubik's 3x3. It feels a lot like the Rubik's Speed 3x3, the one that's non-magnetic. But yeah, the turning is not bad at all. The other thing I noticed about it is that if you look at each color, some of them are definitely a little more faded than they are on the regular Rubik's 3x3. For example, this red looks more pastel on this cube than it does on the regular Rubik's cube. And it's the same for the yellow, but the blue and green look really similar to the regular shades. Alright, and so now I'm gonna go ahead and scramble this thing up and try a speed solve on it. So here we go. Alright, so now that the cube's all scrambled up, I'm gonna go ahead and speed solve it in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, that definitely didn't feel bad. It was a pretty lucky solve, but I'm not quite sure what the time was, especially since towards the end I started locking up a little bit. But yeah, like I said, this is not a bad cube whatsoever, and it's really fun to use, and I definitely like to see if I can do a challenge with it in the future. Alright, and so heading on to the final cube, we have got this monstrosity right here, the SengSo 16x16. This cube fills in the gap between my 15x15 and 17x17, so I'm really excited to try it out. as you can see, the cube has a lot of lube on the outside, so I'm going to go ahead and wipe it down. Alright, so now that the cube's all wiped down, let's go ahead and get into first turns. That turns really well. Wow. Second layers turn pretty well. So do the third layers. Fourth layers. Pretty good. Fifth. Sixth. And seventh. Yep, basically all layers turn about the same, so that's good. But yeah, this is a pretty big cube. It's actually too big for me to fit my hands all the way around it. So here it is compared to my 15 by 15. As you can see, it's actually a little bit bigger. And here it is compared to my 17 by 17. And it's definitely smaller than that cube. So yeah, it fits in nicely between my 15 by 15 and 17 by 17, which is actually pretty cool because the 12 by 12 is way smaller than the 13 by 13, so it's nice to see some consistency here with the size. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and do checkerboard on it. Alright, so here's what checkerboard looks like on the cube. As you can see, it looks pretty nice. And so yeah, this is a really cool cube, and I definitely can't wait to solve it in the future. I'm also planning on doing a patterns video with it, so definitely make sure to look forward to that. I'm definitely not sure when I'm going to be able to make these two videos because I've been having a lot of schoolwork recently, and the only reason why I'm able to make this video is because of Thanksgiving break. But I'll try to make the videos as soon as I can, and I'm honestly really excited to do both of them. And so yeah, that's just about it. So that, guys, was the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them down in the comments below. Besides that, have a good day and bye. See you next time.